Pokemon Legends ZA was just announced. This is a new Pokemon experience that takes place within the Legend style engine, and the game takes place in the previously explored Kalos region. Because it's a Legend style game, we are expecting the gameplay to function like an action RPG. This game for 2024 is best case scenario. No one predicted this game, but the fun has just begun. There are so many ripe topics now ready for a discussion. At the end of the trailer, Game Freak announced that Mega Evolution will be returning to the franchise. So of course, what kind of new Mega Evolutions could we see? Going off the trailer and what we've seen in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I wonder what kind of new characters we're going to see that resemble, that are ancestors to the people of the Kalos region. Crafting returns. I'm sure they're going to expand upon the side quest missions. Oh, the sounds of Legends Arceus. And of course, I want to see what kind of new Pokemon we're going to get. We're likely to get new legendary Pokemon, new Mega Evolutions, new regional forms, possibly a new set of starters that evolve and get new regional evolutions. My brain is spinning. It hasn't even been 24 hours since the reveal of the trailer, but I do have some first impressions. Here's what I think. They could give us another set of starters. Sycamore in the original X and Y games give you the Kanto starters. So what if there's an ancestor or another character who gives you either the Kanto starters, maybe the Johto starters, maybe it's another set of 3 random starters alongside your Kalos starters, and then they evolve into their, they get regional forms, Kalosian forms.
So here's the thing. Have new regional forms. I think they'll have new megas.
Megas.
So that's
Mega
that's
Charizard Z, Mega Venusaur Z, Mega Blastoise Z.
I know that there's Charizard hate. I unironically
I'm excited for
love a Mega Charizard Z. I would love a Mega Charizard
Mega
Z.
Mewtwo Z, dude. Bro, Zygarde, Mega Zygarde Z.
I think that all Pokemon that like starters that already have megas will not be the starters.
Yeah.
So like
I agree.
none of Kanto
and
Hoenn. Yeah. Like I don't think that any of them. I don't think that any of the Hisui starters will be there either.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I think people are going, oh well, because it's Legends, we're gonna take one from Johto, one from Unova. I think there's a chance, honestly, that we just get the Kalos starters and they get megas now.
Yeah. Bro,
I think that could happen.
If this is the remake,
I prefer it than mixing and matching like they did in Legends Arceus because I love that. I thought that was so cool.
They could give us another set of starters. I mean, come on, dude.
Sure.
That's got to be like I'm just looking at the box art. That's got to be like the most iconic thing about Legends Arceus.
It is. It
right?
definitely is. So they definitely would want to spice it up. The narrative.
Snivy's got to be in it because Superior's on the gates of Parfum Palace. So Snivy needs to be in that lineup because I love Snivy.
Yeah, I think that Gen 5 one will definitely be in there, especially if we get Gen 5 remakes this year. Yeah. Like it's just like, oh, they're gonna put a Gen 5 starter in it for sure.
Yeah.
I think you'll be given 3 at the beginning, whether that is the Kalos starters or if it's a mix like we saw with Legends Arceus. I think they will get Mega Evolutions. Their final evolutions will Mega Evolve. And then I think that just the Sycamore Ancestor would probably give you Kanto or maybe even Hoenn starters. Because Hoenn starters also have Megas.
Yes, dude, Hoenn. Because it's the remake. That's so true.
You know what this made me think today? Is like I'm never going to play ORAS.
Why? Come on, dude.
I don't want to play Megas again. You know what? Personally, I would have really rather that they didn't put Megas in this game.
Bro, play
I would have rather that
Emerald.
They put just regional forms in it. I would have rather just regional forms and.
Oh, we might still get those. I think Mega Evolution would take the place of evolutions, not forms.
I agree with you because they introduced so many Pokemon in Paldea in Gen 9 that they're not gonna want to make more Pokemon. I feel like they've already made so many in Gen 9. So evolutions or forms are not. They're not new Pokemon entries. I still really believe, I'm telling you, and we'll see, but that they're gonna like retcon Mega somehow in this because it's not a tradition.
Bro, that's
it's an
insane.
Adventure RPG. It's not.
They're gonna retcon how they work. I think.
What if they retcon them to just be 4th evolutions?
No, it's not gonna be like that. What he means is purely from gameplay. They're not retconning the lore. They're just gonna retcon how they work.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I mean, the battles in general were switched up in Legends Arceus, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even like you ride on, like if you're riding on Go-Go, he like goes a certain speed, but when you mega him, he can now dash through objects and can go faster. I don't know.
Yeah, bro, I just got so hyped when you say that. I don't know why I got hyped, but when you said that, I was just like, man.
I'm glad. There you go. Positive energy, soul.
Dude, I'm so hyped. You don't understand. I go through I'm processing the whole thing. Okay.
This is
But
fun, man. This is a good day.
there's so much. We need to talk about this too. I think that I don't think megas are going to come back in the same way. There's something.
Sure.
Megas are battle focused, are they not? Like they are a battle
They are.
mechanic.
Yeah, it's a battle
So
gimmick.
either this game is like more focused on battles, which is great. That's
will
what
be.
I want. That's what I want. That's what a lot of people wanted. So then that makes a case.
It shows two Pokemon battling there. You know, I think
Yeah.
it will be.
Yeah, no,
that
for
makes
sure.
a case for the PvP, but also, is there like, I think, are they gonna like remake megas? You know, like fit them in a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
like
don't know if it just
retcon the
works
lore
exactly the
behind
same.
Not retcon
just-
the lore, but retcon the gameplay of them. I think there's a
Mhm.
chance of that.
Yeah, they could do that.
Where it's like a permanent thing or like a switch on and off kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
Instead of just
because in that's actually a really good point, because in Pokemon Go it's still temporary, but you can set it, I think, for like 6 hours. You mega evolve and your Pokemon is permanently mega for those 6 hours, and they're over in the open they're out in the open world, the overworld. That's a really good point. I'm
gonna give you
I'm just
I'm gonna
noticing
give you
something-
my example really
sure,
quick
sure.
before you move on. My example is Go-Go. So like if Go-Go is the ride, like a Weird Ear ride,
Oh, cool.
and there's no regional forms, so it has to be a Mega Go-Go that's like the ride.
Yeah.
Like, can it be a Mega Go-Go outside of battle? That's
Yes,
like what
yeah.
I'm getting at. You know,
like
is there a
you're
way
traveling with it, and then if you mega evolve it, now you
outside
can
of battle.
now you can do something else with it.
I mean, do you think there'll be no regional forms? I don't think there'll be any evolutions, but I
No,
think
there'll be
regional
regional
forms are still
forms.
a
I think
possibility.
There'll be
what you
regional
just
forms.
said. I think what you just said makes sense. Where it's like, okay, there's no evolutions, but there's still megas and regional forms.
Yeah.
I don't think they do double though. So like, either there's no. I mean, maybe I'm
one
wrong. But
convergent. What makes a Legends game a Legends game? Because now we have two, and we're gonna find out.
I would say the
Yeah, we don't
mechanics,
really know.
The value of remaking or revisiting a region is to check it out in a new perspective, right? This is the ultimate form of that, right? Where the entire game is one location. I think when you look at old Pokemon games and when they've historically been remade and brought up to newer engines, they're still limited by the fact that they gotta fit an entire region into a game, right? This'll actually be the perspective that we imagine in our heads when you go to Celadon, right? When you go to Celadon in game and you're like, I'm in this huge place, and there's really only like 10 buildings. Instead, you're gonna get 100 buildings. You're gonna get, I mean, you know, that doesn't even match the actual. I don't know. That's so cool. This is like our GTA. This is like a full.
It is actually
city
literally
to
like
explore.
that.
I'm
That
so
is
excited.
actually-
But think of this, dude. It's like Spider-Man. You could
Actually, you
traverse
know
the
what?
buildings.
Bro, Dusty, you should be excited because this
I am.
kind of really. I need to write it down.
Mega Go-Go.
This really hints to
Yeah,
like
Mega
Go-Go getting a
Go-Go!
form. No, Go-Go getting a form of some sort for sure.
Yeah,
like,
Dude.
Go-Go is seen in the trailer.
Yeah, dude. I know he is. I
So
found
I,
him.
Even if
I
it is,
imagine it
though.
would be a mega.
Perfect.
So watch very carefully at the girl by the Dragonair.
Yes, she's.
It looks
yes.
like she's throwing a Pokeball.
She's throwing
like
a
in
Pokeball.
Legends.
We craft Pokeballs and we craft items and stuff in Legends Arceus. But what if in this area we collect items with our Pokemon to craft the entirety of Lumiose City? Like this whole thing, this whole game is just filled with side quests to build certain parts of our of the city or whatever, right? And I think what's cool about that is, like, again, when I think of Lumiose City, I'm like, okay, that's tiny. The Lumiose City I know is tiny, but if this is a full game in an entire city, that's pretty dope, right? And so
it's wild.
and what
At
makes
first I was like, I don't like this. I don't like that it's just in a city. How
Yeah.
do you even catch Pokemon in a city? Like it doesn't feel Pokemon, but
Yeah.
then if you really take a step back and like look back at it,
Yeah.
like that it's bigger, like that the streets are huge. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, look
if
at
you really
it's
think
literally
about
like
it,
this.
Yeah, if it's like to real life scale, then it's like, okay, it's huge.
Like, look
Why would they announce it in 2024? On
Exactly.
Pokemon Day in 2024
Because
if it
it's
was not
probably
coming
gonna
out.
be because they're
has-
likely to put it out in the winter of 2025, so like January, February,
Or
March.
even honestly,
No,
even
bro.
if it's March, they can't announce it in February if it's coming out in March. You know what I mean? That's giving it. We're announcing it, and it's coming out in 2 weeks. You know?
Yeah, no.
So
That's
no,
I mean,
I mean, yes, exactly, yeah. It would come out next year, is what I'm saying.
in the
Yeah,
in
but,
the
like,
early
in the
year,
beginning
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
in January or February, because then what are they gonna do for a Pokemon Day
Right.
of 2025? What are they gonna announce?
Right.
Yeah,
Now
Like they
the way I
stole
That's
Pokemon
true.
2025's
Oh, that's
announcement.
true.
That was so,
yeah, this would have been Pokemon 2025's announcement if it was coming out
that-
late.
But you're
2020.
saying you're saying the 25 game is going to be Gen 10.
It's very possible.
I
That's
think
the
so.
3-year. That's the 3-year normal. Okay. Listen,
There we go.
they're on 3-year cycles. Okay. There's 2 teams, Team A and Team B. Team A works on the main generations. Team B is the Legends team now. Okay. So Legends has 3 years. Next year,
2022 to 2025.
Yeah.
is 3 years. That's their development time. And the same thing goes for Team A, which would be kind of in 2025. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
But
2022,
anyway,
2025.
yeah, math is so bad. Either way, that's how you tell. And this year was outsourced.
So that timeline that we're looking at right now, right? Whether or not there's a game in 2024, we know that Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be releasing in 2025. If it releases in early 2025, there's still room for on Pokemon Day next year for them to announce the Gen 10 game in 2025, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like
There's
with Legends.
100%.
Yeah,
There's
just
100%.
like-
That is crazy to think.
Yeah. I mean,
possibility. That's what people are not
And I
thinking of,
think-
that they probably go crazy over. Like, so the possibilities that we for 2025 are looking like it's either Legends ZA is
Yeah.
in early 2025.
oh my gosh, dude! Every
And
time
then
someone
Gen
says
10.
Legends ZA,
Either we get that in the early 2025 and then Gen 10 in late 2025, or we get DLC for Legends ZA later on that year,
That's
and then we get
crazy.
Gen 10 in 2026.
That's insane.
Or we're completely wrong and it releases later in the year. But I still can't see like that long of a period of them going without a game for now. Like, I don't think that they go all the way to fall. Maybe it's like it releases in September.
But I think this is what we've all wanted, though, right? Like, I think we're sick of the let's just, pattern, remake, pattern. We're sick of it.
But they never do that, though.
They do,
People,
though.
That's what like fans think, but they never do.
No,
real
they do.
patterns like this.
There was, dude, for
They
like
always
for like
change it
patterns
up.
have always been broken.
a little bit, but it has been like you get a game, you get a sequel, or whatever you want to call it, and then you get a remake. It's always been like.
I mean,
that.
there's only so much that they can do, too. I mean,
Oh, no,
It's
I know, but
always
this is
been
good.
like that.
This is what I'm thinking right now is, what if Gen 10 is not on the 30th anniversary? What if
it
they?
could very well.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
lot of
what if
people
they
are not.
extended? What if, like, what is a generation? What does that even mean, right?
Well, a generation.
They don't even
you can-
count
exactly.
generations.
It's not even a real term. So what I'm saying is,
But it is a real thing.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a
because you have to
fan
look
thing.
at the anime, the TC. No, it's a real thing. They just haven't given it a term.
No,
We're-
Lumi, you are right. The point
like
is that there is that
She's-
Pokemon machine, and we need to continue. The Pokemon Company needs to continue to pump out new batches of, new debut games with a bunch of new Pokemon. However, I guess what I'm thinking is, even if that 3-year cycle of a generation continues, they can have fun with it, right? I love that we got DLC in Unova. We got DLC in a new region, right? I love that now the remake game of Generation 9 is not Gen 2 or 5, it's Gen 6. Like, what?
Yeah.
Think about what the possibility is now
as-
for Gen 10.
Yeah, I do love the idea that, like, if there is another Legends game in Gen 10, that one, sure, it could be Legends Celebi. Yeah, it might be Legends Kyurem. It
But
could
dude,
be
we
Legends
might go to
Mew. It could be
Alola.
Legends Marshadow. It doesn't matter anymore, like, it could be anything.
If you're still watching, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see more conversations like this, you can support me on Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. There'll be a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Arceus bless.